Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, today is Armistice Day, and we are marking this day to commemorate the end of the Great War, or World War One, as it also became known. So, guys, on the 11th day of the 11th month, at the 11th hour, the war was officially declared over when Germany sued for peace. So, guys, we mark this day every year because it is such an important day and a poignant day, because what it marks, people, is that the serving or the servicemen and servicewomen and civilians from all around the world paid the ultimate sacrifice for us, the people who are left today, to live our lives in freedom and peace, or for the majority of us to live our lives in freedom and peace. They paid the ultimate sacrifice, which was to give of their own lives to make certain that the lives of future people and future generations would not be ones that are marked and blighted by tyranny. So, guys, it is so important that we remember this day and we never forget what happened. Yes, there have been subsequent wars, World War II, and at the moment there are wars going on right now in the Ukraine. There are wars taking place with Israel, with the Lebanon, and potentially, please not, could involve Iran and other nations, etc., etc. So we must never forget the sacrifice these people gave to us. But guys, when I was actually looking yesterday and today at the various commemorations around the cenotaph and around areas in France and other places, what really came home to me was the ultimate sacrifice that was made by so many young men and women to give of their lives to ensure that the lives of future generations would not be blighted. So when I look at world leaders all around the world, and particularly in this country here in the United Kingdom, I am very dismayed and somewhat disappointed, because in effect some of our leaders are actually at war with our own people, or with their own people. So our leader right now is Keir Starmer, and right now he has declared war on his own people. And let me give you an example of what I mean. So for instance, if we look at the pensioners, so pensioners now in their 70s, 80s, older, 90s, even in their hundreds, if you think about it, a lot of these pensioners were the very same people who rebuilt this country after the Second World War ended. There aren't very many people left who actually fought in the Second World War, because it's 79 years since then. But if you look right now at the older pensioners, and I speak to a lot of pensioners when I go shopping, I speak to a lot of people, and they tell me that they don't know what they're going to do. The winter fuel allowance has taken away from them, and that might not seem a lot to many people, but it is. So these guys who actually helped to rebuild our country and to shape our future are now facing their own battle, whether to eat or heat to stay alive this winter. And a lot of them will perish because people like Keir Starmer, yes, he's got to balance the books in some ways, but sometimes you have to think of the bigger picture. Did he, or does he, need to move every single item in his agenda straight away? Could he not move a few percentage points here and there in his budget to ensure that those people who helped to build and to shape our future once the Second World War was over are catered for? Or has he just turned a blind eye to them? It makes me really, really sad, and it makes me think that we have a person here who is very happy and very content to go hopping on planes hither and thither, and just to go around to make certain he's seen in the right places, speaks to the right people, etc., etc. But whilst at home, he has a whole wrath of people a whole raft, rather, sorry, of people who he has neglected, willfully neglected. And that doesn't sit right with me. It really doesn't sit right with me. And I always think back to areas like, say, for instance, Nero. Didn't Nero fiddle whilst Rome burned? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So if Starmer is prepared to let the pensioners fall, then that is a very bad look, in my opinion. I think that when we look back on what's happened, what has gone before, the Great War, World War II, and in other battles and over the years, we need to look back and learn from history and not repeat its same mistakes, which we seem to do each and every time. We need to look inwards at our own country and to see how can we bring everyone together instead of dividing people. We need to be uniting this nation. And one of the ways we unite the nation is by listening to the people. Listen to the people. Listen to the people. And absolutely take stock of what the people are asking you to do for them. Right now, you're ignoring a whole raft of people in this nation. And when you have a rift in the nation, it won't get any better. For instance, if you have a crack in your windscreen in a car, if you let that go long enough, that crack will eventually shatter. And once the windscreen shatters, it cannot be repaired. But if you tend to that crack as soon as possible, it can be repaired and it can be made stronger. So this is my message to Keir Starmer. Please listen to the people. Do not just go with one or two, but listen to the country as a whole and make certain that you heal those rifts. Listen to the people. Please listen to the people and heal the rifts. Guys, today's Armistice Day, and I would just like to give my heart's most and utmost respect and thanks to each and every person who paid the ultimate sacrifice and who perished for this nation and for other nations to make certain that we all have a future. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Please remember those who passed to save us, and make sure you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and please come back to the next Urban Bars reaction, guys.